mister.
The little boy beside her looks at you. He picks his nose.
We're waiting for Joe.
Hello, mister.
The little boy...
We're waiting. I miss Joe.
Keeping it together, Bree. I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget.
I miss Joe's mum.
Joe's a good swimmer.
Hello, mister.
The little boy...
We're waiting.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget.
No, he's not. His daddy's a fisherman like most daddies round here.
They stare at you in disbelief.
You're weird. We're waiting for our friend. He went for a swim.
He went swimming all the way to
Fort Joy.
That's what I said. Fort Joy. He's going to find his mum and bring her back. Oh, I want my friend.
Ben, if he finds his mum in Fort Joy, they're probably both really happy now. So don't worry. Isn't that right, mister? Well, then they'll be home soon, won't they? Why would they stay in a place that...
Well,
Thank you, mister. Now,
bye-bye, mister.
The kids turn back to the... The little boy...
We're waiting for Joe. I miss Joe.
Joe's mum smelled nice. Hello, mister.
The little boy...
Hello. Cool. How did you know that?
Mister, have you seen our friend Joe?
Tell them the truth about Joe. They have to grow up sometime.
The horror grows on their little faces.
No, that's a horrible thing to say. I bet it wasn't Joe. I bet it was someone else's leg in that icky shark.
She bursts into tears. Ben looks from you to her and back again, then starts crying too. After a moment, the crying subsides. Ben and Harriet snuggle into you.
So where's Joe?
They look puzzled, but the little boy seems to accept the idea.
I think we should go home. Come on, Ben. Thank you, mister. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, mister.
They skip away, still children, but now, somehow, older than before.
Keeping it together, Bree. I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget.
Magisters dropping left and right.
For Alexander the Innocent!
Come on, damn you. Think.
Killed by sorcerers, a most vile.
I'll take your order if you're polite, elf.
Good find.
Nah.
See the cook for stew, friend elf.
Please, I must insist you keep out of my kitchens. It's Egbert told you that. He's a fugitive, supposedly a sorcerer too. He'd say anything to save his own hide. I killed no one.
The cook doesn't respond. You notice that she has one hand behind her back when she hadn't before. The cook smiles. Her eyes bore right into you. Her hand remains concealed behind her.
The Magisters helped me. And the dwarves, the merchants, the pilgrims. Even the dogs helped me.
The cook maintains even, unblinking eye contact.
The things you're insinuating about me require proof, and it seems as though you have none. So don't you pit your word against mine. You'll only lose. Now get out of my kitchen.
You've got enough in front of you.
See the cook for stew, friend elf.
Nah.
Good day to you.
Is the Trader killed by sorcerers, a most vile.
No, even a smaller good if it bit you on the arse.
A valiant warrior against the void.
See the cook for stew, friend elf.
All right now.
See the cook for stew,
Wait,
friend
there's
elf.
something wrong with this.
All right now.
I have nothing more for you. No food, no words.
See the cook for stew, friend elf.
She grabs the note and glares at you, like a rattlesnake observing its next
You
lunge.
should have just kept out of this. All right. I have gold.
She reaches underneath a table and yanks out.
It bears the Magister's seal. And there's blood on it.
See the cook for stew, friend elf.
Ah.
We wait. We wander and wonder, seeking signs from the gods. May the seven
I'll
usher us
take
to
your order
paradise
if you're polite,
against
elf.
all the odds.
Nah.
See the cook for stew, friend elf.
Nah.
I'm telling you, if you got nothing to my friend, or Alexander the Innocent,
See the cook for stew, friend elf.
killed by sorcerers, a most vile incident.
Damn right.
A valiant warrior against all foe. He's taken too early. All
See the
hope
cook for stew,
destroyed.
friend elf.
The path thus ended,
Nah.
the conclusion of a noble bloodline. Who shall rise? Who gains
I'll
the
take
title
your order
most
if you're
divine?
polite, elf.
We wait,
All
we
right,
wander and wonder, seeking signs from the gods. May the seven usher us to paradise against
See the
all
cook for
the
stew,
odds.
friend elf.
Nah.
If you got nothing to hide, you got nothing to be scared of.
Yeah? You're good with the Magisters caging anyone
I'll
up?
take your order if you're polite, elf.
Damn right. You
Nah.
got right to live, don't you? Throw 'em in a hole.
The Meister sits slumped in a chair, looking around the room as she works her shoulder with one hand. It looks like it was dislocated by the gallows.
Damnable red cloak baboons ransacking my wardrobes, as if I would keep ancient valuable secrets in a pile with my unmentionables.
She takes a deep breath, and with a twist, a click, and a screech of pain, she shoves her shoulder back into its socket.
I swear by the seven, if we did not have more important matters to attend to.
Reaching across the table, she pulls a bowl of hot water towards her and fishes some bandages, a needle, and thread out of a box. She slowly starts to tend to her wounds.
At least the barbarians were unable to club their way into my vault, so everything you need should be safe. In your case, more than I suspect, man, God or even reptile can provide. It is not enough to be God-woken in order to ascend to divinity. There is a process.
As she speaks, the Meister uncorks a vial of shimmering liquid, sauce. She lets a couple of drops fall on her hand, but instead of infusing with her body, they quickly evaporate on her scales. She stares at the empty spot on her palm for a long moment before turning back to you, continuing as if nothing had happened.
A process by which God-woken may ascend. It begins with discovering your deepest self, delving into your own soul. Enthusiasm? On a weekday? My word. We shall begin once we have the tools we need from my vault. You may have been chosen God-woken, but becoming divine requires more than a supernatural pat on the head. Come, God-woken. It is time to see just how awake you are. Fortunately, the Magisters pay as much attention to art as they do to fashion. Kindly remove that painting from the wall. I pray my instructions will not be... Your talent for following simple instructions fills me with wonder and pride. Push the button. Now, kindly go to the vault and enter the combination. I shall call it out as you... Excellent! Follow me. Your
Ancient runes? Weird contraptions?
Ancient
place is an
runes, weird
arcanist's
contraptions.
dream.
This place is an arcanist's dream.
The Meister is examining her wounds, prodding at this, wincing at that. Her face seems grim as she turns to you.
Do you know what it means to have the power of the divine, Godwoken? A chance, yes, but it is much more than that. No, becoming the divine means taking on the power of all the gods and the responsibility for all the races. The divine was created by the gods to shelter us from the void. The divine cannot use his power for anything else. Very well, then. Let's see if we can't snatch divinity from the jaws of the void. The ritual itself is quite simple. Drop some blackroot in the bowl, mix in a little blood, set the concoction aflame, and then inhale the smoke. Ignore any feelings of dizziness, burning in your lungs, or a duck. Everything you need is here. Ingredients in the cupboard. Sauce in the glowing fountain.
The Meister looks back at her wounds, curiously prodding them as fresh...
And do not lose anything! These ingredients are rare indeed. I'm not hiking back out to the Cloisterwood to fetch you more blackroot.
Opening the door, you see a selection of ingredients, thrown together in no particular... After a quick rummage, you spot the blackroot, nestled between the grated dragon's tongue and Drudene oil. You gather up the blackroot, obsidian lance, and ancient bowl, and kick the door of the cupboard closed.
Are you simple? Perform...
Opening the door, you see a selection of ingredients, thrown to... You explore the remaining ingredients, but you've already taken everything you need.
Nice. Good find. Nice. Nice. Lucky find.
As you suck the smoke deep into your lungs, your vision starts to swim and cloud. There is an intense pounding in your head, and you can feel the world fading. As the world fades away, you lose all sense of being grounded. You reach out, but you could feel yourself falling slowly, sink. Bathed in the half-light of these starless barrens, you spot a figure you could only describe as a second self. It looks haggard and weak, its very voice but a feeble echo of your own.
Ivan, my wolf! Come closer, so that you may see me as I truly am. Look me in the eyes.
The apparition clasps your face in its shaking hands. You suddenly feel your eyes tingle. Everything becomes brighter, sharper. Blacks and whites become glorious bursts of color, then fade back into their accustomed...
Blind eyes, speak the spell, and...
Gone is the strange mirror image of yourself. Before you stands the god Ralik in all his spectral glory.
You know me now, don't you? I saved you from drowning. I blessed you, made you powerful. And now your God-woken soul is my last refuge, my last bastion. May as well make the best of what you have to offer.
Ralik nourishes himself from the source that abounds in your presence. You feel it deep down inside yourself.
Ah, yes. Just what I needed. I tell you, dying just doesn't become a god. Don't you dare to be ungrateful after all I've done for you. I sheltered you. Now you must shelter me. The void itself is hunting down the gods, leeching us in ways we never thought possible. Droplet by droplet, we are being drained. We're battling for our very survival. It's a battle we're losing, and should we truly lose, all will be cast into oblivion. Don't taunt me, Ben Mesd. My strength is your strength. My loss is your loss. You must realize, Ifan, that our fates are now as one, just as our souls are now as one. Together we are a force to be reckoned with. But if we seek to survive the onslaught of the void, we stand no chance unless we become vastly more powerful than we are now. That means there is but one place we can go. The Well of Ascension. It is a lake, a pool of pure source in which the powers of the Seven lie united. We gave them up freely to create the first divine. Each of us donated half of that which makes us gods. To bathe in the lake is to become our chosen. That is where the road to divinity leads, and you must be the first to reach it at all costs. There you touch upon the very heart of the matter. The void is stronger than ever. A new divine won't be enough. You need to go to the Well of Ascension, not to bathe in the source of the Seven, but to take it. All of it. Only he who claims everything will be everything. The void's doom. This world's... I hope you understand them to their full extent. The other gods must either bow to you, or be undone. But of course, that is what they are saying to their own god Woken as we speak. We both know they won't bow, just like we both know you will never bow to them. Only one can become a god strong enough to safeguard our world. So make no mistake, Eithne. Chances are the road to divinity will be paved with dead gods, their blood on your blood-red hands. But don't let that dismay you, for these sins will be washed clean by the knowledge you committed them to save all of existence. To save, and now only divinity can save what remains. You no longer trust in the Order, Eithne. If you choose life, you choose the Well of Ascension. I will lead you there when you're ready, when you've become a true master of the Source and speak the language of creation itself. Our journey will be fraught with peril. It is a pilgrimage of challenges that will require you to command Source like only a God-woken can, and wield its most powerful spell.
Hoarse laughter rolls and echoes into infinity.
You flatter me, Eithne. But if all I had to do was give, you would long since have received. We are I now. The spells you need to know I will teach you when you are ready. But first, you must learn to channel the Source in greater volumes. That is why you need to seek Masters of the Source. You must make them teach you, so that you may become a master in turn. So, return to Rivellon and seek out these sages where they dwell. Convince them once you have, you may return to me here. Best of luck, Ben Mezd.
Still alive? Gods above, there might be something to you after...
She leans in, her bloody tongue flickering hungrily about your face.
Tell me, what did you see? What you know?
She sighs impatiently as you hack up the last of the green smoke.
You can't channel enough Source? Gods be damned, why couldn't you have a nice simple problem? Finding an orc to dance the hornpipe, perhaps? I know exactly what must be done. You must find a master of Source. And I could have helped you once, but no longer. The purging which the Magisters included as part of their service was quite efficient. They stripped me, not enough to silence me, but enough that I would not turn their insides to lime. Enough to sever my link to the font from which all Source flows, and certainly enough that I cannot... So we must seek alternatives. Alas, the only Source Masters not yet hauled off to Fort Joy or turn into meat puppets are those too dangerous or cunning for the Magisters to contest. Sorcerers that allowed their power to corrupt them. Many are wicked, cruel, vile, and generally not good teacher material, but we may have no others to turn to. You will not be there long, I assure you. There is only so much you can glean from a twisted mind. However, it is the path we walk, no matter what the cost. No matter... What is...
The Meister doubles over in a violent coughing fit, struggling for breath. After a few moments, she regains her composure, wiping a thin smear of blood from the corner of her mouth.
No matter what is asked of you, you must learn from them. And you do not seem to be paying attention. Sorcerers, evil, controlling your source, saving Rivellon, please. Please tell me. Your focus, your only focus, must be on finding these masters. On finding this... My, you have been a busy little creature, haven't you? Yes, they would do. You may need to visit several of them. I doubt anyone would...
As she speaks, one of her wounds reopens, a dark red stain spreading across her tunic.
I wish there was more I could do, but in this condition, I would be more a hindrance than a boon. Godspeed, and remember, do whatever it takes.
report damage.
Right away.
Not allowed.
I'll take your order if you're polite, elf.
The spirit of a magister stares dumbly at her translucent hand, the fingers of which have been sheared off.
My ring! Where's my ring?
Something shakes the magister's ghost from her stupor. Her gaze falls on the ring and brightens.
My ring!
The spirit hesitates, piecing the fragmented memories together.
I sensed no danger. Who would, if a cook approached them, smiling? She breathes no more. I can feel it.
Your words take a long moment to sink in, like they're being translated for the netherworld.
Return it. Home to my brethren.
The spirit smiles at you. If it weren't for the circumstances, it'd be almost heartwarming.
If you got nothing to
Killed
hide,
by sorcerers, a most vile incident.
I'll take your order
A
if you're
valiant
polite.
warrior against...
Please, you heard anything? Could you help me?
Elton, my inkwell is
Course,
dry.
sir.
Fetch me some
Right
more.
away.
The magister grumbles under her breath.
Bloody bastard will never get...
Bellwether, I need those reports. Another one of... Well, do you know anything?
The magister snatches the note and peers at it.
These names, they're the ones who went missing. And others. My name is on here. The cook's been reported dead. How did you get this? Never mind, I thought she was another victim, but these... She must have been the culprit.
He shudders in disgust.
And to think she was so near to us, to me, all this time.
He holds out a pouch of gold. You try to take it, but he doesn't yet relinquish his grasp. With his free hand, he wags a finger in your face.
Keep this ugliness to yourself. I wouldn't want it thought that we Magisters can't solve our own problems without throwing gold about.
He lets go of the pouch and turns away.
No more disappearances? No more deaths? No more disappearance?
The Magister takes the ring from you.
This was a conduct award. I gave it to Magister Harrick myself. She showed...
He stoically nods his thanks and turns away from you.
To think, someone had the nerve to murder Magisters. Elson, my inkwell is
Course,
dry.
sir.
Fetch me some
Right
more.
away.
The Magister mutters to herself.
Bloody carver.
Bellwether, I need those reports, damn it.
The Magister muttered.
Bloody
What's got into you? What's got into you?
Better get out there before, right? Whatever needs... That's right. Lost one of my best lads, Anhart. We will. One...
right away.
Come, sister. What did you think was gonna happen?
Better get out there before, right? Whatever needs... That's right, we will. Well,
You're one of us. How could you do it?
Quirkus! Gad, stop gawking at the shield. You ought to be quite used to such journeys into that stone realm by now. Meanwhile, the acorn draws near. I read through some tomes I saw that cranky old lizard carrying. Some fascinating leads, but nothing like the power we need to stop the Knights of... Our gargantuan friend has something of a one-track mind, Quirkus? Why are all giants so focused on taking all they can? Yes, our shield may have given a lot of itself. I had noticed, you know. I owe our shield my life several times over. I hardly need to grovel and thank it each time. Now, if you're quite finished ogling your favorite long leg...
Tell the truth now. Who was it that sent you? Tell the truth now. Who was it that sent you?
Keeping it together, Bree. I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. I'll never forget it.
Tell me, have you heard any news?
Nothing good. The boys woken are everywhere. Thank the Divine you're here to protect us.
Yes, of course.
Divine...
Get her, Dallas!
He glances up.
You're still here. Try not...
Keep what I told you to yourself.
Grisha's still the favourite. If
My
I
thanks once again, stranger. With your help, I might make a breakthrough yet. Well, let me see. You tried the yellow ridgeback. Ah, yes, it's coming back to me now. Find somewhere that peddles alertness herb mixes. Then add the ridge. My findings are very promising, but speed isn't a virtue of my... Well, I'm afraid I'm a humble sort.